So,
All right.
the last talk we were doing, I told you that we're going to be treating the measurement of data,
Yes.
and I told you that we have qualitative and quantitative.
Yes. I'm confident.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like as it is written on the screen, let me review it so that you see it bigger. As it is written on the screen, the the qualitative measurement is still the example of categorical data that I explained in the last class. I
Okay.
told you about nominal and ordinal. And
Yes.
nominal are simply they are non-numerical data. You understand? Like
Okay.
Mercedes Benz, like things that you just call their name based on category. You understand?
Yes.
Based
Yes.
on types.
Mm.
Oh, for example, now maybe we are talking about different laptop, HP, Dell, Lenovo. You
Yes.
understand? That's what we mean by nominals. Aha, winter,
Yes.
summer, they are nominals. Or you are talking about southwest, southeast, south south. You understand what I'm trying to say? These are what we call
Yes.
nominals. But when you are talking about ordinals, ordinals are more or less a kind of rating that will start from the negative to the positive. I
Yes.
started by using poor, fair, good, very good, and what? Excellent. That's ordinal. So
Yes.
it's actually continuous from the negative to the what? To the positive end. Okay, for example, now maybe they gave you a food and they want you to rate it, and you said you started, and they are giving you different options. You understand? Maybe the food is bad, non-tasty, tasty, and delicious. I hope you
Yes.
now understand what I mean by ordinal.
Yes.
Aha.
Yes. Yes.
Now, when you are talking about quantitative, we use it to measure numerical values. You understand? The first one, qualitative, is basically for categorical values. Can you see how it's linked with what we did previously?
Yes. Yes.
Qualitative is for measurement of numerical value, while quantitative is basically for numerical values. Are you getting me, sir?
Yes. Yes.
Now, when you are talking about ratio and interval, these are the two types. Don't worry, by the time we start using this software, you understand the reason why I'm trying to explain this thing very well to you. You understand? Now, when you are talking about ratios, they are data that has true zero. They are what? They are data.
Yes.
I'm coming on.
Okay.
They are datas that has true what? Zero.
Okay.
While interval are, are numerical, numer, numerical values that did not have what? True what? True zero. Like I told you, quantitative is basically for numerical. They are integers, they are values. You understand? They are
Yes.
integers. 1, 2, 3, 40. You understand? But now the question is that what did I mean by true zero? For example, now if I'm talking about distance,
Okay.
for example, now if I say 0 kilometer per hour, what does it mean? It means that the car is in a static position. The
Yes.
car is in a state of rest. Abby is
Yes.
not moving at all. So
Oh, yeah.
distance is a ratio data. The reason is because it has a true zero. True zero in what sense? In the sense that there is something that you can call 0 kilometer per hour, which
Yes.
means that when I say 0 kilometer per hour, it means that the car is what? Is in a state of rest. That's why they call it true zero. There is something
Yes.
that is called what? 0 kilometer per hour.
Yeah.
Are you following? There is something that is
Yes.
called 0 kg. That is when there is no weight at all. Am I right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Aha. But now when they say something is interval, a very good example of interval is temperature. What do I call it?
Yeah.
Temperature. Now when I say 0 degrees Celsius, are you getting me? If I say 0 degrees Celsius, it's not true zero. Do you know why?
Mm-hmm.
The
I know.
fact, the fact that I said something is zero, there is nothing like 0 degrees. It's not a true zero, but we just need to give it a value. It's just
Yeah.
like now, your boy, they put maybe thermometer to measure the temperature. That is not actually the precise, they just need to build thermometer that can at least to a very good extent predict the temperature. So when I say there is nothing like zero, they are not very sure. You understand? There's nothing like 0 degrees Celsius. Do you now understand what they mean by true zero and not true zero?
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So possibly after the class, you can still browse about it to have a better understanding. So now let's go to the software that we are going to be using to teach you on statistics. The first part of statistics that we are going to be starting with is what we call descriptive statistics. What do I call it? Descriptive statistics. Descriptive statistics. And there's a very good software that we'll be using to do this. The software name is what? Is IBM SPSS.
Okay.
IBM SPSS. So I'm going to start the introductory class so that I'll get to introduce to the software. Anytime you
Okay.
open SPSS, number one, you should know that it's a very good software for data analysis.
Okay.
We have different software, but it's a very good software. We are still going to take you on Power BI and a lot more of software, but we are going to be starting with what? With SPSS. Now, anytime you open the software, let me start by introducing the title. At the top, you can see where they wrote Untitled 1. This is the title bar, the one that has a white background at the top where my cursor is. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
This is
Yes.
where we call the title bar. So on title 1, the reason is because I have not saved this. After that, we have the tab or the menu bar where you see the file, the edit, the view, the data, the transform, the analyze, direct marketing, graph, utility, add-on, windows, and help. So these are what we call the tabs or the menu bars. Is that clear? Now,
Okay.
after that, we have the tools. All these ones are tools. When you put your cursor there, you know what is doing. This one is
Yes.
to open. You understand? So we have the one that is basically for variables, for find. Just put your cursor to insert variables, to split files, to weigh cases, to select cases. There are just many. Now,
Yeah.
let's now tell you the basic two views. We have two views in SPSS. There is one we call the data view and the
Okay.
variable views. The meaning of data view is that this one is basically like Excel. This is where you see all the data that you enter. Do you understand?
Okay.
And if you remember, when I was taking you, I tell you that anytime I'm talking about variables, I'm talking about what? Column. Can you see? This is a variable,
Yes.
this is a variable, this is a variable. At least this one has explained better to you now. Aha. So this is a data view. This one looks like Excel. But this one is the variable views. This is where you create each columns or each what? Variables. So when I say
Okay.
variables, I'm talking about columns. So this is where I will create my what? Columns. And that is where I'm going to start my class. So I'm going to start with a very simple data for today. And by the grace of God, in the next class, I'll be using a more detailed table. There's a project
Okay.
that we did. I'm going to be using it. I like using it very well.
Okay.
What is it called? Medical insurance prediction in United States of America. So I'm
Okay.
going to be using the data as well to explain to you. But today, so that you get it very easy, I'm going to use a very simple data. Aha. And at the same time, I'll be giving you different variables so that I'll be sure that you can really know how to create your variable properly. Now, let me say I want to build a database for a school. For a what?
Okay.
For a school. So definitely the first thing is going to be what? Student ID. Student what? ID. Now, when you are creating a variable, you could see that I'm under the name. There are principles that guide you when you are giving it a name. For this variable, number one, you must know that anytime you are giving a variable a name, there must not be a space. Like now, I can't say student space
Yeah.
ID. It
Great.
won't work. You understand? Can you see? Variable name contain an illegal character. So there must not be what? There must not be space.
Okay.
Are you getting me?
I
Aha.
wanted to say that
What do
two
you
space
say?
before.
Sir?
I wanted to say that.
Okay, okay. So there must not be space. Number one. Number
Okay.
two, you must not start with numbers. So you can't start your variable name with number. It's not possible. Aha. So
Okay.
are you getting it? So let's say student ID, or you can use underscore. Aha. Maybe student underscore ID, anyone. So now after student
Okay.
ID, the next thing is the data type. The data type. Now let me click so that I will see the different data types that is present: numeric, comma, dot, scientific notation, date, dollar, customer, blah 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 blah. Now,
Okay.
I want to ask you, looking at this, you must go back and reflect on what I've been taking you.
Yes.
Are you following, sir? Now,
Mm-hmm.
numeric. Am I going to pick numeric or I'm going to pick string for student ID? Because there are things I must consider. Now, if I want to give it numeric, don't forget that under numeric, let me be going back so that you
Mm-hmm.
understand the reason why we treated all this topic.
Yeah.
Let me go back, go back, go back, go back. Okay, you know, we
Mm.
have discrete and what? And continuous,
And
right?
continue.
Aha. And I told you discrete like score of students, amount in bank, numbers of hours, then continuous is weight, right? Now,
Yeah.
looking at student ID, do you think it should be numeric?
Mm.
It will not be numeric. You know, I told you something then, if you can remember.
Because
I said
it cannot.
it cannot be, it can be numeric, must be manipulated. You can manipulate it.
Mhm.
Can you remember? And
Yes. Yes.
student
I know.
ID cannot be manipulated. So it's better we pick string. What do I call it? It's better we pick string. Are you getting me?
Okay.
Because in the sense that is an identifier. What did I call it?
Ident- Identifier.
Is an
Okay.
identifier. You know, maybe you are the one I taught then. When you are talking about identifier, that is something that you can use to identify each of the students. Is that clear?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now the width, the meaning of this width is the number of character that it can allow. That is, any student ID cannot be more than 8 if you are counting it. For example, now if I say 1, 2, 3, 4, how many character?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's 4 character now.
Hmm?
Aha. So that's what I mean by width. So if it is 8,
So,
that means you can't have a student ID that is more than 8 character. You understand? So if you know that your ID will be more than 8, you can increase it to 12.
yeah.
Then this one is 0. It can't have decimal. Now, the meaning of label is how you want it to appear in your data view. That's the meaning of label, how you want it to appear in your data view. So here I can use student underscore what? ID. I can put space in label. Is that clear?
Okay.
So values, I'll leave it as none. Missing, I'll leave it as none. Column, I can increase it. You know the meaning of column? That is the way, how wide it will look like. Let me go to the data view. It's like it's not allowing me to go. Okay, it has entered data view. Now, looking at this, let me wait for it. Sorry, I'm waiting. I don't know what happened to my system. I just wanted to I wanted to show you on data. Oh, sorry, data view. I'm clicking on variable view. Sorry, data view. Can you see? I can increase it. Did you see what I'm doing? This is what I mean by
Yeah.
column. How wide you want it to be. Is that clear?
Oh,
That's the meaning. So that means, can you see? The more I'm increasing it here, can you see that it's increasing here? Aha.
yes, yes.
So now, align. Do you want it to align to the left or to the right? Now, there is a general principle. Anything that is a string is better it aligned to the left. But anything that is an integer, it should align to the right. You understand? So for this case, let's just leave the one in the left. Then now let me talk about measurements. Now, if you can remember, I just treated measurements. Can you remember?
Yes.
I just treated measurements. So let's go there and see if I'm right or not. Under measurement, I told you that we have nominal and what? Ordinal. Aha. So let's now go back and see if we are right. So now, is this student ID nominal or ordinal? The first question is that what is the meaning of nominal? Are you getting me?
Yes.
So definitely the only thing I can pick here is nominal because it can't be ordinal. It's not something that can
Yes.
start from negative to positive. So we can still pick what? Nominal. Since there is no other option. There are some cases that you have scale, but there's no scale here. Is that clear?
Oh, okay.
So now, let me pick another one. Possibly name, Abby.
Yes.
Name. So name would definitely be what? Name would be a string.
Yeah.
Am I right? There's no even
Yes.
need to debate that to be a string. So
Want to
I'll
go
call it
to
student name. Okay, the column is okay. Name, okay, let it be left because it's a string. Then is going to be, name will be still nominal. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. So after that, let me say age. Age, numeric. Are you getting me? I'm going to leave age in numeric and I'll still call it age. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, let me leave this one in right because, because it's an integer, you understand? Or it's a numeric. That's why I'm leaving it in right. Look at this one now, age. Let's think of it very well. Age definitely is not nominal. Are you getting me? So it's scale. Are you getting me? The meaning of scale is like something that can be manipulated. You understand? You can add
Yeah.
to one haze. You can reduce. You understand that? So that's why I'm picking scale. Okay. So now, let's say gender. I know you'll be surprised what I will pick here. For gender, I'm going to be using numeric. I know you'll be surprised. Why am I using numeric? The reason is because anything most time that is categorical, you understand, especially okay, like southwest, southeast, male, female, that is just like two things, like oh maybe let me see another example. Maybe I'm going to categorize like okay, nuclear family. What again?
Yeah.
um, don't mind me. I can't even remember the three types of family again. Nuclear, sir?
Extended.
Extended family, you understand? So things like this, because it will be very difficult for computer to actually understand this thing. So the best thing you can do is that you can you can actually dedicate a number for it. So the reason why I'm picking numeric for gender is this. You will see it now. Look at me. Let me say gender. Now under this value, I will now come here. Look at me. I will say one for what? For male. Add.
Okay.
Two for what? For female.
Mm,
The reason for this
okay.
is this. Let me tell you the reason. The reason is because by the time we get into the core data analysis, it will be
Mm-hmm.
difficult for computer to interpret male, female. In fact, sometimes when people are putting figures, putting string, there could be mistake. But when it's number 1, 2, 3, you understand, it will be more easier for computer to interpret it. Do you understand? That's why we are
Yes.
picking it like that. So I'm going to click OK. Then it's going to be scale. Since it's numeric, are you following, sir?
Mm,
Then
yeah.
lastly, let's say score. Score. Definitely score is what? Numeric. There's no even need to
Yeah.
doubt that. Then I'll say score, value none, missing none. Okay, for the score, since it's an integer, let's leave it in the right. Then let it be
Right.
scale. I hope you now understand the meaning of scale. Can you see that they
Yeah.
will put something like ruler? It's something that you can manipulate. You can actually add
Yes.
or subtract or divide. Do you get it? Aha,
Mm-hmm.
that's the essence of this. But when you are talking about nominal, they're normals like categorical stuffs. You understand? So now, after I'm through, let's see how my this thing will look like. How my data view will look like. Can you see? It's already there. Name, age, gender, score. Are you following? At the end of the day, let
You're
me.
done? Money, come and.
So at the end of the day, I'll click on save.
Yeah.
So I just want to save it. I will stop here so that I won't stress this too much. So in the next class, we'll go to some other details. So let me just save it so that in the next class, we'll just start from there.
You are going to.
That is
That's how much. Okay.
descriptive statistics.
Hey,
So
can you say that again?
I just save it. I click on file.
Okay.
After, okay, let me do it again. Control X. Let me do it again. I click on file, then save. You understand? Or
Okay.
you just press your Control X, and I give it descriptive statistics, and I click on save. So it's saving in the document. Is that clear? So
Okay.
I've actually saved that. Aha. So in the next class, we can easily pick the same value and continue
No,
with
sit there.
it. So in the next class, we'll be analyzing all these things. And one thing I want you to
Okay.
know is that from this descriptive analysis, we can plot our bar chart, our pie chart, our histogram, our scatter plot, and the likes. So just get
Okay.
prepared. So in the next class, I will
Okay.
tell you how we determine if a data that you have, you should use to do what? Bar chart, or you do pie chart, or you do histogram, or you do, where's the last one? Scatter plots. Let me just give you the secret. Any data that is categorical versus numeric. What did I mean by categorical versus numeric? Like now, name and score. Name and what?
Yeah.
Score. That means name is what? Categorical, while score is
Okay.
what? Numeric. So the
Okay.
kind of plot you can get is like bar chart, like pie charts. Are you getting me? But any
Okay.
data that is actually numeric, that is the both axis is numeric, the data that you can actually get is either you get histogram or you get scatter plots. So in the next class,
Oh,
we'll do more justice. That's one of the reasons why we took our time to explain the types of data and the measurements
yeah.
of data. So see you in the next
Okay.
class. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, okay.